Cool. So, good morning, everyone. Again, welcome back. This is the second release of Second Opinion with Naval. This webinar is being live streamed as well on LinkedIn. So, do join in if you are joining in from LinkedIn and share your comments. Um, so, let's get started. First is change log. What changed over the previous release? The previous release was received very well. It came with certain features. So we'll do a quick dry run of the new release as well. But before that, we will show the previous release and the features. So let's get started. So previous release version 1 was the Shattered Reflections. It had 4 core features in the app. First was resume to job matching. It used basic NLP based similarity scores for matching job descriptions and CVs. It provided some basic initial insights like why this job is a good fit, and it gave a score. I extended it across a couple of models to show that these scores there's a consensus between scores, but there were a couple of examples where there was like outright big variance. So those matches would be attributed to biases of each model. So those matches will not come up as high. We're just trying to put a holistic picture of a person's profile through a resume to a company's requirement. That was the vision. So that was the first feature, resume to job matching. We did a bit of user feedback logging. We collected very basic feedback like matching accuracy and flagging if the match doesn't look good. It helped us in refining our model performance. We got a lot of feedback with that. So we refined our models and we have brought the newer model with a bit of back-end improvement in terms of model administration. We've also improved the visibility of how each model performs and bit more transparency. We'll come back to it in the future. The basic UI was very functional. It was very minimalistic interface. It was in the first release. It allowed users to interact with the app with just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. We have tried to keep that interface a bit minimalistic, but we've added a couple of more buttons on the screen. We had also launched initial analytics in the first release. There were limited metrics on user interactions, but we had given basic insights like how many people visited, how many people checked their resume, what is their feedback, how many people put a flag on that. So those were there. Let me quickly share this. 1 second. Okay, share via. Okay, just let me put it up there. And what do I have to do as well? Manage. Okay. Share. Okay. 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 So yeah. So where were we? We were at the basic features and the descriptions that what we have done, and why we did that. Why we added those basic features. Couple of other inputs that we received in the first release was in terms of better analytics and better visibility, both within an organization and in a public URL as well. So we have tried to include that as well. Oh, I'm not there on the stage. Oh, now I'm there on the stage. So couple of features that required advanced user integrations and logging, those have been added, but others still need a full-fledged app or logging in. So those log features we haven't added. So it's still a work in progress for us in that place. 1 second. Yes. Sorry, I'm handling both. I'm handling this. I don't know why this is coming. Okay. Okay. That's yeah. Audible? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. So, so that was the core functionality of adding more users. Yeah. 1 second. I need to put my email in the comment. 1 second. Where is my email? Okay. This is my email. Post. Can I mute myself here? Yeah. So, so those were the basic features that came in the first release. Uh, the second release was midnight years. So we are considering this as an incremental release on top of the existing code stack that we have developed. In this code stack, we have added both the feedback that we receive from our front end and back end. So front end, we have tried to let's start from the back end. We have tried to do more with the same resume data. We have tried to use a multi-model approach, an ensemble method, if you want to name it that way. And we have tried to show all those models that we are using on the front so that it is visibility of which models that we are using. Earlier, we were not showing scores and traceability and transparency. So in current release, we have ensured that all the model outputs show on the front end, and we have also tried to bring key phrases feature, which will show in the table here. So let's get into the this part of new release features. First is enhanced UI UX. A lot of folks said that they wanted um, better typography and improved buttons and all the adherence to color code and stuff. So we have provided a better and modern, visually appealing experience. Um, we had made that initial application based on the concept that people understand machine learning. A lot of folks don't. So they are end users. So we have tried to put some explainer buttons. So those buttons add detailed explanations for job description scoring, and it what it helps us is in increasing the trust of end user, be it a recruiter, a coach, and to understand the model better. Because a lot of folks have skepticism about the usability and application of each models. So we have tried to bring trust in through greater transparency. Logging and analytics, it was there in the first release, but we have improved logging analytics and added user insights collection. These insights help us in tailoring our next releases better. Of course, our feedback mechanism through email and LinkedIn post responses are also open. It enables detailed analysis for better product refinement. We'll show you the entire product life cycle that is coming up shortly. We have added some more advanced natural language processing model, the NLP models, in this release. We have updated the sentence transformer models based on the accuracy that they were showing. Since we do not keep a copy of data and we do not um, train data on any data, we do not train the models on any data. We rely on feedback from end users on the model's efficacy and use. The reasons for not pre-training algorithm is to ensure that data privacy exists for our end users, and also because we don't want to scrape any copyrighted data or any um, personal information of people. So we wanted to always ensure that your data stays with you and you only train it on the model and you use the model, and when you refresh the web page, that data goes away. So that's all. It's a very real time view of multiple machine learning models and how they rate you as a candidate against different job openings. We have improved the precision of resume to job similarity. We have seen significant improvement in terms of the matching scores and consensus. Um, but we'll still need your feedback to ensure that there is no groupthink, that if all the models are saying something similar, it may be the case that excuse me, it may be the case that there would be some overtraining or stuff. Streamlined navigation, we have added a bit of animation and a bit of ease to use access buttons or access areas on the page. It helps to navigate that app faster, because here we are giving you an option to put multiple resumes, and there are multiple models. So we have tried to put all the buttons of each model on the screen. We have tried to put multiple text box for multiple resume on the screen. We've also tried to add a slider or a number selector. What that number selector does is it selects the job ID. For example, if you have put three resumes, the first resume is resume 0. So if you select resume 0 and you click explain, it explains why that resume 0 is a good match according to model X. There's a lot of permutation combination happening. I know it's not very um, um, it's not very simple, but it's a very robust, and it gives you a detailed explanation of each job roles, each models against one job description, against one CV. So one is to many mapping has been done. So what's the call to action for you folks from today's session is one, definitely try version 1.1. It's available at the link on the screen, and the QR code is also displayed. Give us some feedback. We need your feedback. Our email address is there on the screen as well. And let me move my. Sorry. Let me. Maybe I need to shift my this thing a bit. Let me remove from myself from. So yeah. So I hope that that will help you to have a look at the, and also our email is actually being displayed on the bottom. Sorry, I missed it. It's there on the bottom. It's there in the chat. You can see that banner that goes away. There is an email address there. You can use that to provide some feedback, collaborate with us, spread the word, contact us. Um, so that's all for folks who had joined us in the previous release session, so they can drop off. Now we will do again maybe a quick click through the PowerPoint of the original version. This is for those people who don't know what this product is and what does it do. So that will start from now. So let's get started. So these are the original slides that we had made. So our concept of second opinion started through our consulting engagements. We had developed this tool for multiple use cases, and we wanted to open source it, or we wanted to not open source it, we wanted to open it for public use, because I have been using it successfully for my own purposes. So that's the story behind starting this second opinion with Naval. But the case study or the scenario here is, imagine there's a hiring manager that sifts through hundreds of resumes manually or uses ATS or something of that sort, and a job seeker who tirelessly customizes the resume for every job posting that exists on LinkedIn. Both are exhausting, inefficient, and they are prone to human bias. So our vision was, what if we could automate this process, eliminate the guesswork, and empower both sides, the recruiter and the applicant of the table, with a data driven precision. That's the challenge we are solving today. So how are we solving that today? Very cutting edge, or a research, or a technology driven approach. What we are saying is, we are using sentence transformer models, like the 10 cutting edge sentence transformer models, and the AI has evolved enough to ensure that these models are very streamlined, so that they can be hosted and given access to candidates. A lot of websites or firms currently don't do this, but we wanted to give this access to every candidate, and we wanted to democratize the access of AI for everyone. So we created a bouquet of 10 cutting edge sentence transformer models, and we ensured that our app harnesses the power of state of the art language models, and it evaluates that resume against job descriptions, not just one model but across multiple models. It helps from understanding contextual nuances to providing a detailed heat map of compatibility of an individual against the job opening. So that becomes very critical in terms of any candidate or any applicant, whenever they want to explore whether they would be a good fit against a particular opening. It's a AI powered career partner for a lot of people. The process is very simple to use it. It has remained simple from the previous version, and the same is again simple in this version as well. Um, you have to paste your resume, paste a job description that you want to evaluate yourself against it, and just hit that match button. That's the core of any engagement, or any what to say, selection model. That this is something that almost all the websites can provide, or any AI or natural language processing websites can provide. What we have done next, that makes the key difference. So we have added a button in the initial release, which becomes even better in the current release. The button is called Papa, please preach more. What this button does is it explains the technical brilliance and highlights the models which are behind it. So as we mentioned, it's powered by 10 pre-trained transformer model. Mini LM is one of such model, and MPNet as well. They are known for their speed and precision. So that helps us in terms of ensuring that our jobs run with high precision and give good accuracy. We also have compact and powerful models for faster inference achievement. So we have Distill Robota is one such model. To balance it across multiple languages, we have included multilingual Distilbot. It breaks the language barriers and gives the end user the flexibility to use their language of choice, and gives us the ability to serve people across multiple geographies and across multiple languages. So it reduces that barrier. Each data model is trained on this robust data sets. All these language models are trained on datasets like Squad, NLI, and STS benchmarks. So these datasets um, are scrutinized in general in public for a long amount of time to ensure that they are bias free, they are well rounded, to ensure that the context of a job description and a CV is not lost, so that there is a good match across these two. So whenever there is a good match across job description and uh, sorry so whenever there is a good match of the job description and a CV, it flags a particular access, a particular user to come and have a look. So that helps us to ensure that these insights is trusted, not biased, and they're backed by industry leading research, which has been made accessible to people. What are the outputs that our model provides? It provides a very simple output, which is a job recommendation. So if you have given to the model 4 jobs, it will tell you that maybe job number 1 or job number 2 is the best match. As simple as that. No rocket science there. Where it goes deeper, that's where we add a differentiator, is the custom heat map that we develop across models. We also show consensus scores and some basic metrics. These metrics are kept transparent instead of giving you just an advisory, because we want to ensure that if you want to, you can always look for details. So it's inspired by a button on YouTube. It's called Stats for Nerds. For those who want to look at those stats, they can always look at those stats by clicking on that button, and then see a lot of stream details. In the same way, we have kept that explainability and visibility available if you want it. So who are going to be benefited the most from such explainability? First is definitely the applicants. But an applicant may join just 3 or 4 jobs in their lifetime, or maybe 5 or 6 jobs in their 20-30-year-old career, year-long career. So in that 30 years, they may those 5-6 jobs, they may require every 5 years, or every half a decade, or something of that sort. So this may not be useful for someone across the long time, but at this point of time, those who want to use it, it's available for people to hit that link and start training. Second is business leaders. Why business leaders? Is because a lot of single AI model based ATS and resume parsers, they miss out on the good quality candidates that can help take a good business decision, or which can help a business grow. That's the reason there's a lot of mishires happening. At the end of the day, organizations are run by humans. So these mishires cost organizations a lot of money. And then realigning them and then adjusting to a new candidate, it takes a lot of time. And all during that time, the competitive advantage of a company gets lost, because during that time they could have spent growing that company, growing their territory, growing that business. That's the reason business leaders are a very critical part of beneficiaries of using this application. Recruiters are spoiled for choice with this model because they have so much data coming in. So that, and this model is so flexible and customizable, is that they can always take a second look and go through the details and do a deep dive. Finally, we have kept this model also there for freelance coaches. A lot of freelance coaches come and they want to have a look at how AI can help them give advisory services to candidates better. These coaches are not hired by organizations, they are not working for an organization. These coaches are self funded, self run. So, we will try to ensure that our application is available at a minimum cost to them so that it doesn't add to their overhead. But it instead of adding to their overhead, it helps them grow their revenue. It helps them charge better rates because they're adding technical driven insights. That's our vision. Next, I guess we can now see the magic in action. Let's take a look. So let's go back to this page and copy this link and then paste it here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. It's a newer version screen. So there is header which says second opinion with Naval version 1.1. Midnight Tears is what is the name of the release that we are offering. And this app, as you know, matches resume to job descriptions using sentence transformer models and provides similarity scores and gives better explainability. Uh, so and can also tell which sentences contributed to a higher score and which didn't. Previous buttons remain the same: resume button, job descriptions button. Again, the requirement for double line break to differentiate between a first job description, second job description exists. Of course, the match my resume to jobs button exists. Job index has been added, so here you can add job indexes. So there are three jobs. Then first job is job index 0. It's mentioned that it's a 0 based index. Second job is job 1. Third job is job 2. And then these buttons, if you click on these buttons, it will tell why this model thinks that this job is a very good fit for a particular candidate, right? So let's get started. Let's do a live demo. I know I'm on LinkedIn. So let's go to LinkedIn and see what LinkedIn says is a good match for me. Let's go to the jobs button. I'll say see all, show all. So it shows the top jobs for me. So according to LinkedIn, these four are the top jobs for me because there's a lot of skills matching and stuff, right? So we'll assume that those skills are there in the resume as well. Let's refresh this because sometimes these change. So I've seen some jobs completely vanish the moment they are refreshed. Why is it 0? Okay, again, so new jobs came and some jobs went away. Anyways, so we have this list of jobs. So let's go ahead and start copying the job description. Yes, as managers, select this, come to radio. You can also use a simple text editor to convert this into plain text, or Another hack is to just paste it in the browser so that it becomes a plain text, but I'm just using this for the demo purpose. So this is the first job description, 2 enters. Then we'll go to the second job description. So select this and then we'll copy this. Okay, skills LLS is here and it's still here. Okay, we'll come back here. Let's give one more enter. Yeah, we'll paste here. Bit of cleaning up, it's not very well done, but it's live demo, so bear with me for the live demo. Responsibilities. The best part is that language transform models are able to quickly take in a little bit of garbage in a data and still live with it. They are not that strict that they will throw an error or something. They can still parse the data. That's the saving grace. 2 enters. Experience. But yeah, if there is well written, it is usually better. Else we'll go with what we have. So 2 done. Let's go with the PWC, Senior Associate Smart Cities GIS, Cities Advisory, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Delhi. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here the job responsibility is. It starts with here. I don't think this is a requirement. This is. I think till here is the job description. We have had 2 enters. Yes, we have had 2 enters. Let's go next. We'll take out this one. We'll do this one. We will again clean this one. We'll remove this one. We'll remove this one. Okay, so there are 2 enters here, 1, 2, and then there is whatever. Let's put again 2 more enter. We have done 3 na, 1, 2, and 3. Let's do 4. Assistant Professor Data Sciences Business Analytics, Micah, Ahmedabad. Eligibility, responsibility. Let's take eligibility and responsibility because that will give us lots of English to match with our CV. 2, third one, paste it. Okay, there are 2 enters here. We have had 4. 4 is good. 4 is not good. We need more. Oh, let's keep it 4. 4 looks good. Now the resume part. So I have kept my resume in a notepad. So I will copy and paste my resume here. That is my resume. Again, you can take any sample resume and sample job description. So I'll click on. So I put this. I put job description. Then the same match my resume to jobs. So let's see how it responds to this resume. We have given 4 jobs. We have given 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, 4 jobs. There's an extra space here. So job 3 is the highest best match. So it says that this PWC is the best match, not this one. It's a promoted one. It's also a promoted one. All are promoted ones. Good to know. It's not the job number one. A lot of people just simply go and apply for the first job. It's like looking at the first page of LinkedIn or of Google search actually. You search for something, look for the first page, whatever is there, that's your best. That may not be the case. It's better to go to the next page. It might be better to go to the next page. So then again, our differentiator is Papa please preach more. So we'll do the Papa please preach more again now here. For this analysis, we want to know why job 3 and what the heat map is. This will show us the heat map. So, so this is a heat map again, our very familiar heat map across 4 jobs, across 10 models. So it looks like job 4 had bit of high variance, some very low scores in paraphrase Albert and some very high scores in multi QA question and answer distribute. Pretty strange. This range is pretty strange. There's a bit of consensus across job 3. That's the reason it has been recommended. Um, Average is high, variance is low, median is pretty good. Actually, median is very high as compared to other job fits. Anything above zero point 0.5 is a very good fit. And certainty score itself is not that bad, pretty good certainty. So this also shows you that even if the certainty is not the maximum, but because the average score was higher, it still preferred this average score compared to this average score. See, the difference between these two is when it comes to average score is not that different, not that high. And if you see, the variance is pretty low. It's 0.0009. Here it's 0.003. So it's like 1/4 of variance of this, with very fractional difference in the average and very high certainty. So while LinkedIn definitely gives us a job or a recommended job which looks good. So job 1 is rarely has any white element here. Job 1 is like very good match. Job 1 usually always has all deep greens in the front one. But it's good to see that second algorithm had the highest scores. Uh, the the multi QA and all mini LM had very high scores for the third job. If you had to apply for one, if you want to focus on one, or if you were a recruiter, you wanted to place a candidate against one job description or against one job opening in your department, you would rather take the candidate here rather than take the candidate here. Of course, post performance, the experience might be different. Then the explainability part comes. There are these models exist, these models and the research papers have been linked. You can click on these research papers, go to the archive pages and read about what these research papers are all about. This is again, I guess, hosted and delivered by, they are from some of the most reputed universities here. So let's go back to our results page. Other links are also here, and so the metrics have been explained here. Again, our familiar email exists again here. The difference again in this release is also to show why this match happens and what's the benefit of this match. Suppose it's a job 0, this job which showed say 0.57, and you want to know why it's 0.57. What's that good? Which portions of the resume led to this 0.57? Then you can always click on select job 0 here in the index, select explain all mini LM, because we want to know why this 0.57, it's pretty high. So if you click on this, it will show you why there is a good match. See, similarity pairs with very high similarity scores, Python and R, and then job Python and R. Sorry, small bug. Let's check this part again. These issues happen in a live demo. Yes, this is the right resume. Now let's try to match it. So here we see a difference in the recommendation. So I have initially I put a wrong body of text in the CV. This body is correct. So it shows job 3 is the best match. So job 3 is again it's the PwC one. It's not that the accordion or starlight. It's the PwC one is a good match, and so now you see that again the difference between these two averages is pretty small, 43.45, but there is a pretty similar consensus, not very far. Paraphrase MPNet gave very high recommendations for this job. We will try to look into why it gave very high recommendation. So we will try to look into this one. We'll try to look into this one. What factors it felt they were a good match. So we'll first go to this. Maybe we'll take one from here as well in job one. So we'll take this one. So we'll say so paraphrase MPNet itself is giving very high. So let's take something which is a bit different. What is the next highest? This is the next highest. So we'll say we'll take paraphrase mini LM for job 1. We'll take all mini LM for job 2. We'll take of course MPNet for this one, and we'll take maybe this one, the still use, right? So we'll start with this one, paraphrase mini LM job 1. So again this is generated, just refreshing it. Yes, paraphrase mini LM here, job 0, paraphrase mini LM. So it gave us 0.49, pretty high. So according to it, demonstrated ability to lead cross-functional teams and cultivate strategic relationships. We will ensure that the data team work across with the technical team, core businesses. So that cross-functional teams and data science team with technical team and business teams, that cross-functional ability is being highlighted here. It says demonstrated ability to lead cross-functional team. This has been very strong. So the communication, client and internal team. So teamwork becomes very critical. It's a key differentiator, which led to very high scoring. Serve as a conduit between customers and product management team and new features. There were 3 major enhancement. So as a leading one of my projects, advanced analytics solution. So that between product management teams and new product developments and delivering new solutions, that becomes very big match and differentiator. That's the reason these are top 3 similar pairs. So that's the reason I guess it has given 0.49, very high score. Let's go to job 2 quickly. We are almost at the end of today's webinar time. Here we'll look at mini LM and for job 2. So let's go to job 2 and we'll go to mini LM L6. Mini LM L6 V2. Let's see what it found very well. So stakeholder analysis, all technical specifications, B tech. So that's a good match. So this helped it very well. Tableau and Python, business development skills. That's a very good match. Educational qualifications, and again this helped here. Educational qualification of management as well as work across different bodies and some percentages helped us. That's the reason it got the best match here in job 2. Now comes the cherry on top. The one match which was the highest of all, 0.66 historic score for job 3. I paraphrase MPNet. So let's go to job 3 and look at the paraphrase MPNet. So it will give us some very high numbers, I'm guessing. That's a mind-blowing number. It's nearly 60% match. Yeah, I guess because there is good match of MS Office and Azure and technical skills, and the technical skills mentioned here. So there's Tableau and Python library, then there's scikit-learn, and so that I think that led to very strong job match score here. And public service delivery and public sector projects, that became a good match here. That is the reason it just blew up in terms of matching. Finally, cross-functional teams and strategic relationships, and this again teamwork. So teamwork, projects, and Python. So let me mention that in the chat as well for everyone. So success factors identified by the highest scoring model are teamwork, projects, and Python programming language. Okay, good. So let's get back to this part. So now we'll do the final map, which is this one for job 4. Why it got very low score and which didn't match at all. They still use multilingual case. Let's go for job 4, which is job 3 here, and then we'll go to distill use base. We'll see the why which factors had little, very little impact. So technical problems, and there's a PhD requirement here. So even if you have a bit of Python skills, it doesn't match because there is no PhD mentioned here. That's the reason there's a big drop, only 36% match, which is nothing. Then Tableau and others, there's no match here. Again, it's a organization specific wording, but there is no match here. Again, very low score. And then there is no match here as well. Administration, there's no use of word administration anywhere. So good advice here would be, instead of mentioning PGDM, someone can mention Master of Business Administration, so that the word administration exists somewhere. So that, because even if you know administration, if it's not mentioned in the resume, it will not give you a very high score. So that's the story behind the lowest score in job 4. As a bonus, we'll take a look at the lowest score here, which is 0.17, lowest of all. Job 3 and distill use, the same thing, it's a job 3 but not job 4. So job 3, which is number job 2 here, and there's distill use base, just this one. I look forward to seeing like 20s and 10s, and not that bad, but pretty low, 0.17. It's distill use base, right? Job 3. Yeah, job 3 distill use base. Actually, it's okay. It's showing the top ones. It's not showing the lowest similar sentence pair. So you will see these matches which are pretty low. Even if there is an RFP, it's an RFQ. So there's a differentiator here. Client project, project engineer, projects occasionally match, but I think there would be some very low matches as well. It would be good to look into the deep dive of the bad matches that come in terms of why the algorithm did not pick up those CV. So we'll do a quick second pass through of this entire demonstration. So what we have done here before we wrap up, so let me copy these job descriptions so that we can paste it again, right? And let me remove this and let me refresh this page. So what we have done in this today's demonstration is we have gone to we have shown a resume matching or a CV matching based on multiple machine learning models, and we have given visibility to all the folks who want to try this out. We have also seen our call to action for different users. We have tried to also figure out why and how these scores happen. So that's all that we wanted to present to you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We'll post these slides and the video for consumption later. Post some editing, but that's all for today. I'm opening this forum for any questions. I'll pause the recording, but feel free to ask any questions. I'll stop with the screen share. Yes. Resume data. We have tried to use a multi source, and we have added some more advanced collaborate with us, spread the word, contact us. Um, so that's all for folks who had joined us in the previous release session, so they can drop off. Now we will do again maybe a quick click through the PowerPoint of the original version. This is for those people who don't know what this product is and what the